Hello everyone, and welcome back to the War Thunder official stream. My name is Mike Goes Boom, and I am shortly going to be joined by Tom. He is actually here today, don't you worry. I will not have to use a replacement Tom for the stream. It'll be all perfectly fine, don't you worry. And today we are going to be taking a look at the new skins that have been introduced with the trophy that came with the groundbreaking update. There is Tom. That's a very nice doggo.
Yeah.
That's Leica, isn't it?
I like it, yeah.
I like Leica. Leica be nice.
Yeah, apparently the Leica wasn't her original name. Her original name was like a Little Bug or Little Curly, I think was the name, so they changed it. I can't remember why they changed it, but apparently so.
Patriotism, I suppose.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know actually. Might actually Google that while we actually introduce the words I forget.
Alright. Now, sadly this time I do not have any global document link for you guys where you can check out all the skins on the marketplace and on the download pages. But I am going to be linking each individual skin that we're going to be showing off today on the live.wafner page where you can download it yourself and apply to your vehicles. Or if you want to, you can also look them up on the marketplace where you can get these skins by opening up the boxes, the groundbreaking trophy box, or by directly buying the skins on the Gaijin marketplace. Trades.gaijin.net, by the way. The difference in these, by the way, is simply that skins that you download for free are not visible to other players, they're only visible to yourself, which is nice, you know, if you don't care about what other people see, you only want to have your own plain dress as an anime waifu, you can, absolutely. Skins that you get from trade.gaijin.net are visible by other players. The ones that have monetary value are indeed visible by other players. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually start off with this first one. We have a long list of skins to go. We're going to try and keep a value system, a rating system on these skins. There are a few that are going to get max grades. I'm just going to tell you right ahead. There are some very nice skins in this box. This first one, maybe not so much. We'll see. I like this. It looks like a fishing vessel, which I guess is kind of the vibe of it, isn't it?
So like the bitmap, I think it's bitmapping, isn't it? Where like the textures look like they have depth when they're actually not. I like the details, like you've got the tarp there, like the net. That like anything that makes use of that ability is really, really cool to me. I really like that. And like the rust and like the blue, it makes it look like a real ship. Because in a lot of these games, like when there's naval vessels involved, they look very shiny. Like there's no kind of detritus or damage to them. They're all just, you know, like factory new almost, which is just rarely the case for these kind of things. So I really like the rust and the detail and like the tarps and stuff, and that's really nice. And
it does look very much like a fishing vessel, not gonna lie. You could definitely confuse it for that. This, by the way, is a skin for the HMCS Brantford, which is a British coastal vessel. You can get it in the tech tree. It's pretty low in the tech tree, so it's pretty easy to get. And this skin here, I'm not sure who it was made by because I didn't get time to prepare the thingies, but I can show you a link which I'm going to send in the chat so you can get the skin yourself if you are so inclined. You can download the skin on live.warthunder if you happen to be on a PC. Sadly, it doesn't work for consoles. The skins don't work for consoles either. Although I believe on consoles you can buy the trophies directly and get a random skin.
Yes, like for G, I think, yeah.
So there's one way that you can get these skins, but you cannot select which skin you get. So it's a bit more difficult to get to the skins that you actually want on a console. On PC, you can buy them directly from the marketplace or just download them from the website as well. Only on PC though, keep that in mind. This also works for Steam, by the way. It's still PC. Okay. Next up we have...
Brent, what do we give it? Out of 10. Out of 10. Out of 10.
Oh, yes. Out of 10.
Yep. Out of 10.
I'll give it a 8.5.
I'm a strict 9 for this one.
I can live with that.
I
yes.
like it's just the extra detailing. The extra detailing is really nice. And
it is. I mean, this has to have been a lot of work to actually make this work.
It adds something else that's not really present in the game at all in like any other way. From my understanding, there's a couple of other skins that have it, but not as in like anything raw in the game like that. But so anything that changes like what we already have in like a smart and interesting looking way, I really like that. So yeah. Big ups for me right now.
All right, there you go. So an 8.75 average, I suppose. Yes. Someone in the chat keep track, by the way, because we are not going to.
Indeed.
All right, next up we have the USS Wyoming, the big old battleship. Let me quickly load it up. 1942 camo. Now this one is actually quite interesting. It hides the hull pretty well.
I haven't seen this one actually. I haven't really seen most of these.
So basically this skin only adds the deformation, I suppose, on the hull itself, which is actually rather effective. From afar, it doesn't look quite as big as it usually does with a base skin.
Yeah.
Which kind of is the intention with these big battleship skins. As you can see. It doesn't add too much. It's a very slight improvement of the skin. I can show you the base skin in just a second. Can I just say, by the way, when I was previewing these skins at first, I just started going inside. And it makes me sad how much detail there is in ships that no one ever gets to see.
But like the fact that all of this is here, I really like that. I think I've said this on a lot of streams, but I love in general when games put detail where like only 1% of people are ever going to see. Because for that 1% that actually go there, it's like, it feels more, like it might sound like cringy, I guess, but like it feels like it's more for you, you know, that like somebody made this for somebody like you. You've actually gone in and looked at that. And I think few games nowadays really have that level of detail in those areas. So it's always really nice to see. Like this. I mean, the back of these guns that you'll never see.
No one never sees this.
Yeah, like
no one ever does. Even the boiler room. By the way, what I'm using to fly around in the hangar is NVIDIA Ansel. It's the photography mode for various games that are supported. And you can use it in Warframe to get inside of ships, inside of tanks. Ships, of course, being much bigger, so you can kind of explore the area a bit more. I'm trying to find where the boiler room is, actually. Hold on. Gutting by the smokestacks. Somewhere here. I need to actually quickly adjust the camera, because this is way too zoomed in. There we go. You can adjust the field of view. All right, let's find the boiler room. It might actually be underwater, which I can't access, sadly.
You used to be able to, actually, in like the flooded engine rooms that you could used to see.
Yeah, not anymore.
It was really cool because it looked like, you know those liminal space images of like flooded swimming pools? It looked just like that. It was really cool. I've got a couple of screenshots of them. Like I took a couple of screenshots. I wanted to edit them into like, you know how you edit old photos, like noise and stuff? I wanted to do that, but I haven't done it yet. But I do have a couple I can work on. That's actually very cool.
So yeah, so the camera doesn't allow me to go underwater. Now this skin, I'm not really sure. I mean, I like it, but it's nothing really extraordinary, I would say.
Yeah, it's quite subtle.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah,
7 out of 10.
I think 7's quite fair for that one, actually. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, absolutely. And I kind of like the ship skins that aren't too flashy, because the fictional ones, I mean, they look nice, but they're too over the top, I think, for me. But I really like subtle camos if they're historically kind of based, and I think that's really cool. So, yeah, even though it's not the most visually interesting thing.
I just noticed, by the way, this entire time I was commenting on the YouTube chat with the Enlisted channel.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's a good crossover.
Yes, it's totally an intended plug, by the way. Check out the official Enlisted stream tomorrow. There we go. There is the skin on the YouTube chat as well. All right. Next up, we have a skin for the Wasp. The British helicopter.
I think I liked this one.
Okay, I do have it. Yeah, this one is actually quite interesting. It's like a... I don't know, kind of like a rescue... It looks like a rescue helicopter, to be honest.
It kind of does. It also reminds me of like this... I can't say the British term, but like the ice pops that we have. There was one that had a color scheme like this really bright, like cherry red and like blueberry color. So it reminds me of that, even though it's quite a pointless observation, I guess. But
I mean, the helicopter by itself already looked like a toy, but with this paint scheme even more so, I have to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember if this is historical or not. I think it is.
I can check in a second. Just gotta appreciate the details here.
Yeah.
I mean, you are not going to be hidden with this. That is for sure. Anything that is, anything that's such a bright, vibrant red is not exactly stealthy. Then again, helicopters don't tend to be. Although this one is quite small, I have to say. I do like it. Exposed engine, very exposed engine, actually.
I think that's kind of cool.
Oh my god, Tom, it is a penguin.
Penguin.
Okay.
Penguin.
That penguin is going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Absolutely.
I love the penguin.
I want that as a decal now, actually.
I want it. Actually, we might have it already.
Do we?
We have so many decals, I don't even know anymore.
I know there's a couple of penguins that we have, but I don't think that's one of them. No, I'm thinking of Wojtek, because there's a Wojtek one.
Wait, but Wojtek is the bear.
Yeah. I just thought of it. Let me show you. Let me locate this. Allies? Oh, there's this penguin one, actually, with tie on, which is a Spanish Republican one. It's quite cool. I think it's neutral countries, isn't it? I don't know if I've got it on this account. But there is another penguin one. Look at the baby.
It's adorable.
I really like penguins.
Oh man, I hope I didn't miss that one. I need that decal in my life.
I think it was back when it was only quite short-lived, but you could buy like a box from the trophy shop and it would give you a random like decal. I want to say this was one of them, but I can't remember.
No, this one I remember was part of the weekly decals a few weeks ago. It was not too long ago that this one
I
was
swear
available.
I've had this for a while, unless it was a repeat.
It might have been a repeat.
Yeah,
it might have been a repeat.
And that's what I'm thinking of then. Yeah.
All right. The link I posted in the chat, by the way, is the link to this skin over here for the Wasp if you want to download it. Of course, you can also find it on the marketplace if you want other places to see it. Which, by the way, this is classified as a historical skin, which means everyone will see it even in a simulator mode, which is quite nice. Meryab Jawad on Twitch says, "You look great with a haircut, Oxy."
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't really adjust to changes very well, but I'm glad that it's acceptable. I wanted to get a haircut for about 5 months, but I'd have to go with a colleague because the only hairdressers that we really go to, they don't really speak any English though. So I had to wait for like someone to actually come with me. But yeah, finally done, and quite happy about that.
I need to get a haircut as well.
Yeah, man. What do you think you'll get done? A ponytail, maybe?
I want to do it like the GTA San Andreas style, just get out of the barber with a massive afro.
Please do that, dude. The disparity will be intense.
All right, next up we have the MI24P. Number 14, a yellow. This is a skin for the Russian Tech Tree MI24P, not the... I believe it's a German premium. Isn't that German premium 24P?
Yes, with the third... Yeah, that's the same one, I think.
Yeah.
Basically.
This is one for the Russian Tech Tree version, and it's a nice little desert camo. I do not mind this one at all. Although, I'm kind of surprised... They just kind of painted over the number here. I'm guessing just some kind of historical or semi-historical skin, probably a reference to an actual helicopter. Yeah. Could it be that this one has been captured or something? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know the provenance on it, but I do like the scheme, the details with the decals and stuff, and because a lot of the MI series skins are more verdant themed. It's nice to have like a deserty one. So yeah, like usually I find it's odd. I really like deserts as environments in games, but I don't really like desert themed camouflages. I think it's because of like from Call of Duty, I always thought that like the desert ones were kind of boring. And they'll be like the first ones you unlock. So I think that in my head devalued them because of that game, which is really stupid. But I like it. I think it's really nice. Like I genuinely love that they've covered the number up like that. I don't know why I like that, but I don't know. I think it's sweet. So again, it's one that's a bit more on the subtle side, but it achieves what it does, what it needs to do, and I think I like it for that.
I love this little blue underbelly. It's so adorable.
Dude, it's our favorite color. It's really nice.
I just want to tickle it.
Yeah, that's very sweet. Very cute.
Tango Mago on YouTube. How do you get custom skins for stuff anyway? Just join Lanes. If you play on PC, you can download skins from live.warthunder.com. It's our official portal, which has custom skins, which are submitted by users, as well as custom hangers, custom maps, even user models like custom vehicles. You can find a lot of stuff there. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Or if you also want other players to see this stuff, because user mods cannot be seen by other players, you can also go to trade.gaijin.net. Trade.gaijin.net. It's our official website for the marketplace, where you can buy and sell coupons for vehicles, skins, and during events as well, materials, as well as boxes and keys to them. It's kind of like the Steam CSGO marketplace, if you want to think about it this way.
Yeah,
kind of similar like that. All right, now, Tom, what do you give the skin out of 10?
I don't know, I think probably like a high 7. I'd probably go with that one.
A high 7? Yeah, I can go with the 7 as well. I'm generally, like you, I'm generally not a fan of the desert camos. There's one coming up that I actually really quite like.
I think I know the one you mean, and I agree.
Yes. This one is all right. I like the detail of the cardboard number. It kind of gives it
really
more.
Good as well, now that I see it. Actually. Sorry to interrupt, but the stenciling on the side is really nice. Actually.
Yeah. It gives a bit more realism, I suppose. A bit more immersion.
Like, I think it's because I used to make models when I was younger, and just like adding little metal streaks, like the scratching next to the lines and stuff, and all the rivets. Really like that. So I've always got this sort of interest, I think, for that kind of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of nice detail on that one. Definitely.
I wonder if anyone has made a real model of it with this camo scheme yet. Could be interesting.
I wonder, actually, yeah. Because there's like, I think those people who make those models, they're usually quite it's like in the big communities, I think they always try and make a new scheme if it's something they spend a lot of time on. So I wonder, actually. It'd be nice to see if any of them exist in real life. That'd be quite cool. Have a look.
Oh, next one we have a very interesting skin for a very nice vehicle, actually, for the F5E. This one is actually a skin I downloaded as a user skin a while ago, and then all of a sudden I see it actually being put into game, which is actually really quite neat.
Oh, I remember this one, yeah.
This is the Sundowner skin for the F5E and the American Tech Tree, and it looks really quite nice. Looks a bit Japanese, yes. It's not Japanese. This is a US Navy skin, I suppose, yeah. Got their new US roundels. And I'm a bit conflicted actually on this one because I don't know why. It looks like the transitions between the colors is very fuzzy. It looks like it's out of focus.
I like that because from what I understand, that's how they look like in real life with the spray painting. Because it's never like uniform and kind of universal. So there are these like bleeding and like fuzzy edges. And I think that kind of adds to it. Like, at least to me, like maybe aesthetically, it's not as pretty as some of the more sleek skins. But in terms of like what they actually look like in person, like if you go to the air shows and stuff and they have that kind of color bleeding, it looks, at least to me, I really like it. I think it adds something a little bit. But I've always wanted to know the context of like the rising sun that they have, because I think we've got a phantom as well from the Sundowners, from what I remember. So yeah, I don't know the context for it, why they picked that logo, because I've always liked it. It's very pretty, and it fits on these aircraft quite well as well.
Maybe someone in the chat can enlighten us about that, actually.
Yeah.
I do like the little mouth over here. It's very
nice,
subtle.
Yeah. The subtle ones are always better, I find.
All right. Now, I know that you... So you just told me that you really like this spray paint transition between the lines.
Yes.
What would you give it in terms of numbers?
I don't know. I think... I'm not sure. I'm floating around like 8. I'm floating around... I don't know. I'm not sure. I know it's an 8, but I don't know whether to go high or low. Because
I'm actually going to go higher than you. How's this possible?
Wow. What are you going to go for?
I would give this an 8.5 because, well, I used it before it was on the marketplace.
Yeah.
I do actually quite like the skin. It messes with my brain a bit, but it's not really a detriment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice skin, a very nice skin. If you want to get it, I'm going to quickly post the link down below as well in the chat. There you go. That is the Live.War Thunder page where you can download it as well. Just keep in mind, downloaded skins cannot be viewed by other players. Twillion on Twitch. Does the skin make my aim better? Yes. Every time you install a custom skin, you get plus 20 FPS as well. As you know, you get less FPS because more skin texture resolution. Yes. It will increase your skills. It's kind of like getting a gamer chair. It will increase your skills. Absolutely.
Okay, so it says I've got one of our moderators sent about the Sundowners thing. So it's like meant to symbolize the sun setting on the like Japan, I guess, at the end of the war. I think the implication is that's where it came from. So that's really interesting. I've always wondered why that was the case. So yes, thank you for that. Interesting stuff. Yes.
F5 versus Japanese Zero custom battle when?
Didn't they make a movie like that?
They did.
Where, like,
they did, yeah.
Was it what aircraft was it?
I think it was F-14s even.
I want to say
Maybe?
That's right. I think you're right. Yeah, and they went back and they're fighting the Zeros or something.
Yeah.
Near Pearl Harbor, and there's like.
I think there was even a battleship. I think it wasn't like an American aircraft carrier that went back in time. It was weird.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but that's pretty cool.
There was also one with F-18s fighting against the Dragons. They made some very weird. Oh yeah, there it is. Much has posted it.
Hey, let's go. The Final Countdown. Apparently, it's called.
Oh god, I can already see the chat erupting. F-14 confirmed. All right. Next up, we have there we go. This is a skin I do actually quite enjoy. For the new released A7E, we have a Desert Storm camouflage. Let me quickly get a proper angle here, and there we go. This is the A7E, the newly released jet in the American Tech Tree. I believe this is the one that carries walleyes. And it gets this really nice skin, and I really like this color, this burnt orange. It looks great.
Yeah, like I always find the muted desert colors are quite dull, but when they're more sort of heavy and they're dark like that, like they're way nicer. I really agree with that. And I was going to see if this is.
Oh yeah, I didn't really filters on. Never mind. Yours looks way brighter over there.
I'm trying to see if it's is this a historical one?
I
guess
a good
the
question. I
implication
mean,
is
it
that it
should
is,
be.
yeah.
It should be. Yeah.
That's really cool.
If not historical, at least semi-historical, so it should be visible by most players. So I'm guessing this one was deployed on a plane on the John F. Kennedy
Okay.
aircraft carrier, which is quite nice. You even got the name of the operation painted on the wings, which is even nicer. And yeah, I like the skin very much. I actually really, really like the skin. So I'm going to give it a straight up 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of nice detail on the rivets, but like the only thing I'm not really a fan of is this kind of blue kind of crust on the top. Like, I don't know if it's the angle I'm at, but it looks kind of like blue paint, and I don't know if it's meant to be like paint chipping off, or if it's
that's a good point, actually.
I'm not sure what that is. Because I genuinely can't work out if it's meant to be paint or it is just weirdly colored.
You know what? It
metal.
looks like the that deep navy blue that the Americans use on their aircraft underneath. So that might be it. And it was
Maybe
just a
then.
desert theme spray painted on. I thought it was just like weathering from this angle
Yeah,
because
so did I, but I
didn't
got a
really
bit
look that blue.
closer, and I'm not sure actually. Maybe it's just the lighting in this hangar, but
Could be. Either way,
Interesting.
I still like it.
Yes.
9 out of 10 for me.
9 for me as well. I think very interesting.
If you guys want to get the skin, oh yeah, this is classified as a semi-historical, by the way, so by default, everyone should be able to see this one.
Cool.
And there is the skin.
True.
Adrian Leflita, so if I buy a skin, my skills are automatically increased. Yes. No. This is not financial advice.
Absolutely not.
You can just download the skins and feel better. Just be warned. On the marketplace, you don't find skins that are overly offensive. On Live.War Thunder, you may be exposed to the surprisingly large weeb fandom in War Thunder. There's a weirdly large intersection between weebs and War Thunder enthusiasts, which results in some questionable skins. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, next up we have the J7E, the Chinese top tier jet.
Haven't seen this one actually.
Oh, I like this one. I really like this one. So this is a Pakistani skin for the Chinese J7E. I can't speak today. I don't know what's going on. And it kind of looks stealth, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of stealthy, yeah. See that?
I like this one. I really, really, really like this one. It's got a nice tiger on the back as well.
Mm-hmm.
That looks more like a Jaguar, to be honest, on the front. And it looks like it could be painted on a stealth fighter, to be honest.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It makes this thing look quite nice indeed. I mean, it's a very, very simple camo. There's not even any like special lining. It's just two-tone with, I guess, lines. Just kind of big areas painted on. The most detail in here really went into the drawings of the tiger over here, as well as the lettering and the drawing on the front. So it's not a very, very striking skin in terms of complexity, but still a nice, nice striking skin in terms of like what it evokes in the color combination with the stealthy theme. I like that.
What it evokes in the color combination. Absolutely
Yes.
wonderful. Yes.
What does the artwork mean, Tom?
What does it mean to you?
What does this evoke?
Oh.
Actually, what does this evoke?
Oh. This I love. I'm thinking of Danny DeVito right now. Okay.
Now, even though I quite like the skin, I'm still going to have to take a few points off just because it's not really the most complex one.
Yeah, like
It is classified as semi-historical, so most people will see it, which will give it a bonus point. I'll say 7 out of 10.
yeah, I think for me it's something about the way the decals are, like especially the tiger's text. It just to me seems like
That looks a bit like
you just kind of stuck it on in Photoshop and left it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be unkind to the creator. Obviously, it's no easy feat making a skin, even if it's simple. But at least for me, I think that's something that would, I guess, put me off in the way these decals are done. But I'm with you on the stealth scheme. Looks really nice. I really do like that. So yeah, I think a similar rating from me I would go with.
If you want to get the skin, I'm going to be posting the link in the chat as well. There you go. Weaponized IKEA kite on YouTube shows the vegan gold trip. Come. You're going to see the vegan gold trip. It's actually even better than I hoped for. It's beautiful. All right, next up we have a skin for the F4EJ Kai. This time actually a Japanese plane. And one that I really, really enjoy flying. I've been having a great time flying this thing out. And this skin just looks like straight up from Ace Combat. It straight up looks like an Ace Combat skin.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
So this is the Go For It 301st Squadron skin for the F4EJ Kai, the Japanese top tier Phantom. And oh my god, it's beautiful.
It's very pretty. I like the grey base color, I think.
Yeah, the grey base color is really, really nice. There seems like a bit of two-tone going on, if you notice on the belly.
There's a little bit, I can see.
It has frogs, Tom. It has frogs.
Froggy.
There's a frog. There's a frog. It's not even Wednesday, my dude.
It's not even Wednesday.
Incredible.
I know we have the frog on the tail as a decal. I think that was one of the bi-monthly ones, but the little frog at the front here, big fan. Big fan of that. Any frog-related business, I'm all about.
There's even some actually properly Japanese lettering on the plane itself, which is very, very nice. And this is even classified as a fully historical skin, which is even better. Everyone can see the skin, even in simulator mode, which I am very much a fan of. I love the way these wings look. See, normally when you get these kinds of like very striking color skins, like with red accents or yellow accents, it's easy to overdo it.
Yep.
This one, though, I think it just strikes the perfect balance. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to give it the first 10 out of 10 in the stream.
Okay.
It is beautiful.
Very nice.
If you want to get the skin as well, I'm going to leave a link in the chat so you can download it yourself and try it out. Hype, when will the Israeli tech tree be expanded? In the next major update in December. In December, we're going to have the closed beta test for the full Israeli air tree. Full as in mean actual tech tree, not just 2 vehicles and the premium tech tree, where you will be able to start progressing through the tree by having access to the CBT. You can get access to the CBT usually by either buying one of the premium plane packs, which are available right now already, the Weissman Spitfire and the IAF A4E. If you buy one of them now, you will have access to the CBT on day 1. And I believe you can also usually get access by just playing the game a few days early ahead of time. And then eventually it will just become available to everyone for free. That's when we're going to be having some planes. And yeah, looking forward to that. All right. Let's go ahead with the next skin. We have the MiG-23. Actually, Tom, you can actually present this one.
MiG. Yes.
We have the
MiG-23M, Polish scheme. Not really sure what to think. This is the first time I've seen it. And I'm trying to have a look at the detailing on the wings with the way the colors are.
I'm sad because the only Polish word I know cannot be said on the stream.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Okay. Oh. Excellent. Yeah, I think in terms of the color scheme, it's not really anything too new because a lot of the MiG-23s and the 27 have this kind of have like the tricolor and the quadricolor. Is it quadricolor? I think it is, but I want to say that's wrong. I'm not sure. But it kind of
seems
follows...
to be 4 colors.
Yeah, but I mean like the term. Is it quadricolor? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so.
For whatever reason, that seems wrong in my head.
No, I've seen quadricolor as a description and names before.
Okay. That's fine. But yeah, so it doesn't really, at least for me, I like it when the skins kind of do something new. Like they introduce something different to what we already have. And I think the only negative of this, it's nice. I like the colors. Like the dark brown, I think is nice. The dark green as well, and that works nicely. But it doesn't really add too much over what's already available for the planes. And that's probably the only detriment. But I like the more kind of verdant theme because the scheme on the regular versions, I'm not too much of a fan of the very lime green it has.
Yeah.
So these darker colors I think work quite nicely. So
yeah,
I do like it for that. But
although it does seem like every single MiG-23 and MiG-27 out there has the same 4 basic colors.
Yep.
Which is a bit... It gets a bit old after a while.
It does, yeah. I think that's the only drawback of this one.
Although, can I just call attention to how incredibly blue that cockpit is?
Blue.
Holy... It's beautiful. It's... I don't know what it is about that blue.
It's one of the prettiest colors. I
really,
really like it.
Russia, you did it right.
Yes.
You very much did it right with those cockpits.
They know.
So that is the skin for the MiG-23M. I have posted the link already in the chat a while ago, so you can check it out. I'm going to post it again, so you don't miss out. And you can download it on live.warthunder.com. Yuri on YouTube, custom skin question. Are there preconditions for custom skins to be picked as official ones? That's actually a good question. I don't know what the exact criteria are.
Not particularly. There's nothing a kind of set guidelines. It's just
there has to be a base level of quality at least.
Yeah, mostly it's just the base level of quality. Obviously, they can't contain anything that's disallowed.
Don't draw dicks on your planes.
Yes, anything like that. Anything that could be considered inappropriate. Obviously, nothing to do with anime. If they're historical or cool looking skins you've made up. And as long as they're made well, they have the possibility of being considered for the box. There's no set criteria in that sense.
Damn weeps.
Damn weeps.
All right, next up we have a skin for the Buccaneer S2. This is the XV160 skin. Oh, it is a historical skin. This is actually painted after a real plane. And it's a nice little winter scheme, which I do quite enjoy. I think I've seen this skin before, maybe on the S1.
I want to say one of the Harriers has it.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I think one of the Harriers has it. That is actually very, very true. So it's not exactly a completely new experience in the game. Although I like this little detail on the cockpit over here. But it's a nice little skin overall. By the way, did we give a rating to the MiG-23?
I don't think we did. No. What do you think?
6.
6? I would go 6 as well.
6.
Solid 6, I think it's safe.
Solid 6. There you go.
Yeah, this one on the Harrier.
Oh yeah, it is. Very much, very, very similar. Even has the same roundels and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, nothing too excitingly new, really. Although I do quite like the way this thing fits with the Buccaneer. And it doesn't look out of place at all. It looks nice. It looks very nice. So I'm going to give this a nice 7.
Yeah, I think 7's safe. I mean, it's not... You're right, it's not hugely interesting. We already have a skin of the same scheme. Not that that's any detriment to the person who made it. But yeah, it's a little bit kind of... I mean, I like it. I don't know. I like just the grey of it and the way the decals kind of pop. Because the good thing about these sort of dull colour schemes is that it makes the decals pop really nicely. So I do like that about it. But yeah, it's not too striking, but that's not a huge problem, I think.
Does this grey remind you of home, Tom?
It really does, and I miss it. It really does. I miss the grey. I like grey. I really do.
It's perfect time for grey skies these days.
Yes, it is.
If you want to get this skin, I'm going to leave a link down below in the chat so you can check it out as well. There you go, and there you go. All right. Let's head up to the next one. We have the Mirage 3E. The French one with the EC-33 Ardennes Squadron. Let me quickly grab the plane.
I don't think I've got that one.
You don't have the Mirage 3E?
I think there's one that I don't have yet on this one. I have it on my other one, but...
Here flexing with your 2 accounts. All right, there we go. The Mirage 3E, and I really like this one. I actually genuinely really like this one. If it didn't have... See, here's the thing. This looks kind of weird. It's just a randomly green lightning bolt in the middle of a blue plane, but it fits in really well, strangely.
It weirdly does, but yeah, those are two sort of very disparate colours that generally don't work well together, but it's actually not bad. It's really not bad. And the kind of... The two-tone blue and like the cyan colours, it reminds me of... I swear there's like an Ace Combat like 7 skin like that.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So I was always sort of very... anal about getting all of those in that game, and I vaguely remember this one, not for this plane I think, but just the blue scheme in general I quite like. So I really like stuff like that, and it's very pretty.
This boar has a really long nose.
You do. Why he long?
Why do he be long though?
Why he long? Curious.
Yeah, I'm actually really quite liking this. Oh, there's even a different decal on the other side. Interesting.
Very nice.
Overall, I'm quite liking this one. I'm a bit sad that the gun pods aren't painted.
Yeah.
That's usually a bit of a bonus point for us if gun pods are painted as well. Gun pods, rocket pods, bombs, that stuff. But it doesn't really detract too much. I'm liking this one. I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. Yeah. 7.5.
I was going to go with a sort of low 8, I think would be mine. would say. So I like it. Something about the blue is sort of pleasing to me.
It's calming,
It is.
soothing.
Soothing, calming.
Which is probably not the best thing in a fighter jet, but
Yeah.
we'll take it.
It's quite sweet.
We shall take it. The next skin is actually not soothing at all. The next skin is a bit out there, really.
Mm-hmm.
This is, by the way, the Mirage skin. It is classified as historical. So if you get the proper one on the marketplace, it will be visible to everyone. Now, we have one for the Italian F104G, which is La Strega. And this one is weird. This one is really weird, actually. Incredibly weird. A bit too weird. A bit spooky weird. And too quickly. Come on. And switch over the camera. There we go. This is classified as historical.
Hell yeah. That kind of reminds me of. Is that like a character from something on the back, or did they make it up?
I don't know.
Is it
it looks just like a generic cartoon witch. I'm not sure if it's a
witch?
specific character.
Witches?
Yeah. Is it a witch with a camera? I think it is.
It kind of reminds me of the the guy from why can't I remember? The one with Muttley, the guy. When they're in the plane and the dog. The show I used to watch, but I can't remember the name of it. Kind of reminds me of that, like his face. Let me find it, I'll show you. Is it Dick Dastardly? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it reminds me of this guy's face. I guess like it's not quite the same, but this is what I thought of. This man's. Remember this man's? Kind of reminds me of that.
At least that one has a smooth chin. This one suggests other things.
Yeah. Why he chin smooth?
I wonder if this drawing had been bullied.
Maybe. But yeah, so it's interesting. I like the sort of metallic nature of it. It's quite nice. Are there roundels underneath, or is it purely like decal-less in there?
I can check. It doesn't seem like there's any roundels underneath as far as I can check. There's some stars, which is quite nice. If you want to camouflage as a shooting star, I suppose.
Well,
it's the best you can hope for here. It's not the camo. It's not the camo in the traditional sense of hiding you. It is very much to grab the attention of the enemy, especially with a bright yellow cockpit section. But overall, I really like it. It's quite a creative one. I mean, of course, it was modeled after a real plane, hence why it is historical. But I like that someone actually took up the project of making this, and I like that this is now in the game. So even though it is weird, I'm going to give this a 9.
I would say 9 as well. I think I like the white, black, and yellow kind of crossover colors. I really like that. And the stars remind me of a swimming pool that I went to in about 2009 in Holland. There was this tunnel where you'd go down, and it was like pitch black, but there were like these yellow stars. You'd go down like a little hoop. And
Tom, I think the rivets are making it worse.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it reminds me of that memory, so I like it.
There you go, a 9 out of 10 skin. I'm going to quickly link you the post down below as well, so you can get it yourself. All right, next up we have a Spitfire, which, holy crap, this is going to be difficult to find. We have way too many Spitfires in the late game.
Oh, yes.
I think it's a Griffin one.
It's in the Griffin quad.
Griffin, this one, I believe. The Spitfire F Mark 18E, but why does it have to be written like that? Britain, explain. Okay. Really cool. This is the SM969, nice skin. And it's... I don't want to be mean. It's kind of boring.
I like it.
I don't know.
Like it. I mean, it's sleek. It's because of the dark colors. I mean, the base scheme is quite light.
It's a bit too dark, maybe.
Maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. I mean, I agree with you that it's not necessarily really interesting. I just like it. I think it's because it's different to the other ones. I don't like how bright the decals are, is the only thing. They look like Airfix kind of sticker decals when they're too bright and they don't have the weathering applied to them. Maybe that's the problem with it. I still don't mind it though. I like the grey, I think, again. But yeah, I think the white and the roundels are a bit too bright for me.
I do like the invasion stripes though. I've always been a sucker for those.
But they do sort of look like they've just been stuck on with no additional weathering on them. Because the weathering on from the exhaust there is really nice, but I would have thought there'd be a little bit more. Maybe that's just how it looked. You know, maybe it did genuinely look like that. But No, I don't think it's bad. I quite like it.
Was this engine running on Rust?
I guess that's a
Holy
good point.
crap.
Yeah, that's very rusty. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm going to give this a 6.
Yeah.
I can't really give it any higher
I
than
would
that.
go high 7, I think.
High 7 for you.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
High
I'm going to
7.
stick with a 6. It's not really appealing to me personally. I mean, keep in mind, of course, that any art is subjective. Beauty in the eye of the beholder. This is not my style. But you can get it yourself if you have been a fan of this one. On the website, you can download it and install it. Or get it on the marketplace. And by the way, the creators of these skins do actually get money for the crates bought on the marketplace. So if you buy one of the trophies, actually not the trophies, is it trophies or is it just the keys? Or is it both? I think it's the keys.
I think it is. I think you can buy both, but I can't remember, so don't take my word for that. But you can definitely buy them with G in any form.
Yeah. Let's say at minimum, if you buy the keys to open up the trophies, which contain these skins, all the creators of the skins that were put in this trophy actually get money, which is a nice, what can I say? Return, I suppose? I know some make a lot.
Yes, they definitely
There are some skins out there which make a lot. All right, next up we have... Oh, Tom.
It's your
It is time. It is time.
It is time.
Okay. I kind of raged last time when we didn't get this skin and we got the red one instead, which I'm actually going to show first just because might as well.
I still really like that one.
It just looks too much like candy. I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with me. Okay.
It don't vibe with me, that one.
So, this is the skin which we got in, I believe, the last trophy. The show must go on for the vegan. And don't get me wrong, it's nice. It's too red for me. It is way too red for me. But it's fine because the skin that I actually wanted to have is now in. It's semi-historical, so people can see it.
Look at the baby.
I've been using this as a custom skin for a long while, and somehow actually looks way better as a marketplace skin.
It does. I think the gold looks a bit nicer.
Okay, let me give it the full details here.
Yes.
This is easily my favorite skin out of this box, if not ever. I absolutely love the Viggen in general to fly. It's a beautiful plane to fly. And this is just pure, unadulterated... wait, I can't say the S word on a PG-13 stream.
We'll add one.
It's sexual. It is sexual. It is incredibly sexual. I'm sorry. It's just... This... I can't really describe what I'm feeling right now. You just have to imagine. This, by the way, is not just a random plane painted black and gold for the style. This is what had been done in real life, which is why this is semi-historical. There's actually a Viggen right now parked somewhere in the open, which is a bit sad, which is painted in the scheme. And it's beautiful.
Very, very pretty, yes.
Yeah, Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go.
No, you. There is something just incredible, because it's actually very simple. If you analyze the skin itself, it's incredibly simple. It's just some thick, long lines on the outskirts. You have the Swedish Air Force roundels. Nothing really too special apart from this little dragon, which you don't really look at all. But the combination of matte black and golds is just incredibly good.
It's really nice. You know, I sort of had a brief chat. I won't sort of go into details. It's not fair of me to do that. But I sort of heard a bit about the creator of this one. And I don't know if they're watching, but you did a really, really good job. I want to know you did a really, really good job. And you've done justice to the plane, absolutely. So well done for that. And I think you've made a lot of people who really like this plane very happy. So well done.
Me.
Yes, Mike, definitely.
Which, by the way, also leads me to I'm sorry, I have to break the rules. I can't classify this in a 1 to 10 scale. I'm going to give this an 11.
11, dude. The first 11.
The first 11 out of 10.
Moment. Absolutely
it is,
fantastic.
Yeah, you're going to see me flying around with this a lot in game, don't you worry. This is going to be my main skin for a long time now. I don't think anything can really top this. I'm not seeing how anything can top this skin, to be honest.
Okay, so this is sort of the ranking champion then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to make a new scale from Spitfire to Viggen.
Very nice.
If you want to get this skin yourself, I very much recommend checking out the posting on Trade. Although, from what I'm aware, it's actually really expensive right now, just because everyone wants the skin because it's beautiful. But you can download it on Live.Dwarfland as well if you just want to have it for yourself and enjoy the. I'm feeling interesting feelings right now. Very interesting feelings.
Oh.
Okay, next up we have the F104A China Lake. Puffy United on YouTube. Hello, please notice me. It would make my day. Hi.
Hello.
All right, let's go to the F104A, which I do have unlocked. Very nice.
Oh.
And I mean, there's some historical context behind this because this is classified as a historical skin. It reminds me of the kind of a bit like the NASA testing planes.
Yeah.
This and that. There we go.
I do like the orange bar. It reminds me. I think there's a skin for the Cougar, like that as well.
It is a pretty simplistic skin overall. I mean, you just have the bare metal body and the white wings, but the orange accents do look nice.
I think the only thing for me is the stencils look weird with the metallic. I don't know what it is about them. They look a bit. I don't know, but there's this looks a bit off to me. But I do like the I think a lot of the issue with the base metal skins is that they miss that kind of reflectiveness in the game. But this one does have that, which I do quite like. Yeah, it's a little bit simple, but
this is a really nice exhaust, by the way. Holy crap!
yes.
Ooh. But yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's a bit unfair. It's really tough to follow the vegan.
Yeah, that's true. It's a tough act to follow.
I'm not sure really what to say about it. It's a pretty basic skin overall. It's a nice alternative if you like some light accents. I'm going to give it a 6.
Yeah, I think 6 is fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah, 6 is fair.
I can agree with it.
There you go. If you want to get the skin yourself, you can do so by following this link in the chat. And yeah, by the way, don't you worry, guys. There are some tank skins as well. We have plenty of skins to go through.
Yep.
We're currently on number 16. And there are 41 skins in total. So don't you worry, we're going to get to the tanks towards the end as well. That's just the order they are in right now. Yes. All right. Next up, we have one for the Japanese F86 F30, the Saber.
I think I liked this one. I can't remember if it's what I'm thinking of.
I can't recall if I checked it yet. Oh yeah, I like this one as well. Yes. I like this one as well. This is a really nice one. And boop. There we go.
It does remind me a bit of the Key 84 trainer camouflage on the market.
Oh.
And I think the N1K has a similar one as well. Let me, I'll see if I can find that in the background. I think the M1K has one, and one of the Key 84s does as well.
This honestly looks like the kind of livery you would put on a street racing car in the early 2000s.
Yeah, so it reminds me.
Oh, it actually looks very similar, yeah.
Yes, the M1 K2 has a very similar scheme to it as well. And I'm quickly in the background see if I can find one for the Key 84. I want to say there's one. Yes, one for the Key 84 as well, which is basically the same scheme. So I don't know, but I imagine they're sort of thematically linked to each other, perhaps.
I would guess so. Yeah. This is called it's just called training camouflage. So nothing really too special there.
I like it. It reminds me a bit more like a toy plane.
It does. It really does look like a toy plane.
But I don't think that's a big detriment. You know?
Usually it is, not for this one. It just looks nice.
It does, absolutely.
I'm going to give this an 8.
Yeah.
I really like this one. It's a nice scheme overall.
Yeah, like it is nice. Again, it's very similar to the others, and it doesn't really bring anything new when there are opportunities to bring something new. I think is the only downside, but it's still a really nice scheme. I really one of my favorite colors that you rarely see is this like reddy, like burnt orange color. I really, really like it. It's one of my favorite colors. And as well, like another weird memory is the only time I've seen this color in the wild was at an abandoned old people's home I visited like years and years ago to take photos. And the gate was like a black gate with the paint peeling off. And the inside color under the black was that exact burnt orange color. It was really nice. That was probably the weirdest link, like thematic link to make if possible. But,
I am incredibly confused right now, but impressed.
I don't know why I remember that, but it's the exact same color, and I think it's really nice. Really nice.
Hey, you know what? Actually, now that you mention it, it's a very similar color to that background sky on the poster.
True.
There you go.
Very nice.
All right. Wearaboo. Mike, will you please become my magical girl? I don't want to scare away Tom today. He looked miserable last time I had to wig on.
That was just my face, I think.
All right, next up. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to actually link the skin if you want to have it yourself as well. There you go. Is there any plan for camo netting on tanks, especially modern tanks? That's not an answer we can actually give you.
Yep.
We can't tell you stuff about what may or may not come in the future. Only on dev streams. Which this is not today. Chris W, are these skins unlockable? No, these are custom skins made by the community, which means that you can't unlock them in game, but you can either just download them on live.warframe.com. The links that we've been posting in the chat will lead you to the download pages if you play on PC. You can also buy them on trade.gaijin.net, which will allow you to just install them on the plane and have other people also be able to see them. If you download them, only yourself can see it. And on the consoles, you should also be able to buy the trophies directly, which will give you a run of these skins randomly. As far as I'm aware, you're not able to actually select which skin you want, which can be an issue if you want one of the rare ones, but it's sadly the only way that we can provide you guys with these custom skins as well. You can't download mods on PC. Sad. All right, next up we have the MiG-27, which Tom has prepared with the Czech Air Force, and this one is really nice. I like this one.
So yes, so from the side, you may think, well, standard scheme, like kind of similar, but look at this. The wing, different.
Oh.
This is a big plus for me, but maybe a negative for you. What do you think?
I know of histories of ex-Soviet bloc countries just scavenging parts from different planes. I've seen a picture in real life of a plane with two different wings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing this is what might have happened here.
Yes.
Because I don't think that is intentional.
No, I think it's meant to be sort of like a replacement wing, done quite quickly, and I really like it. Plus, there's like a little heart on it. But what I like about it, I think, is that it adds character. You know,
it does.
It's like in a video game, you have it's like a villain plane. You know, like someone that you couldn't kill. You know, like knocked the wing off, but they still came back, and I like that. It adds a kind of provenance to it. So yeah, even though aesthetically it's a bit, well, obviously asymmetrical, but I really like it in terms of that kind of provenance.
You know, it's kind of like that skin we showed earlier where the number was scratched out.
Yeah, it's like that.
It adds a bit of immersion.
It does, and I like that. It adds character. And I think if this game misses anything, it's that kind of human element, the character of it. And I think anything that kind of adds something along those lines is really, really nice. So I like that. Apart from that, it's quite similar in color scheme, but I think that's the highlight. I think that's really, really nice. It adds a lot, in my personal opinion.
What would you give it then,
I'd
Tom?
probably go a 9 for that one. I think technically, for the detailing, it's not the most detailed, but I rarely see anything done like this in this particular way, and I really do like that, so I think it's going to be high for me. I
can vibe with that 9. I really like that eagle on the nose as well.
Really
and
nice.
The cockpit. I love the cockpit.
Cut that at the perfect time. Instant 10k views for you there.
Damn
Little
it.
hint.
I keep on falling for it.
Excellent.
But yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 as well. I can vibe with that. All right, next up we have a prop plane skin, which is for the German Volko 490 F8. But this one gives it a Hungarian Air Force skin, which is all quite nice to see. I like some Hungarian skins on my planes. And it's nice to see that prop planes also get a bit of love. You don't see too many skins made for these kind of lower tier planes because I guess they're not quite as desirable as the Viggen is, as you can see by the marketplace.
So, yeah.
But it's a nice one to have nonetheless. And I really, really like the effort that went into the weathering.
Exactly. The details on this one is really good. And it has that. I like the color bleed between the sky blue and the dark green on the fuselage. That's really nice. Yeah, it just adds something to it. I think it's quite similar in the general colors to the usual Focke-Wulfs, but I think obviously it's a different nation, so that's interesting. But I think the detail and the color bleeding, there's a lot of detail there. Like on the wing as well, you can see the color bleed. I really like that. So some great weathering and some great detail. You can see like the hints of other colors, and I think in general, like I mentioned this before, but I like things that kind of, if you put the time to look into more detail, it kind of rewards that. Like if you look from a distance, like, oh, it's a nice skin. But if you take the time to look at it a bit closer, and you can see the effort and like the extra work that's been put in, I really like things like that. So yeah, it's another really nice one, I think, for me.
You can tell a lot of love and time went into the skin.
It's a nice one.
This kind of weathering is not easy to do.
Very nice.
So yeah, even though it's not a skin that grabs too much attention from the get-go if you look at it at first glance, this is one that I can respect. Was very well done. So I'm going to give this a solid 8.
Yeah, I think so. 8's definitely fair for that one, I think.
This is a very, very solid skin. If you want to get this one yourself, you can do so by downloading it from this page or checking it out on trade.gaijin.net as well. All right, next up we have another one for a prop plane.
Yes.
Which Tom has over there for the BF110C7.
Yes. The training scheme for this one, I believe, which is quite nice. I mean, it's quite subtle, but the kind of sky grey that it has, I really like. It reminds me of the high-altitude German planes. And we don't have many schemes like that. So even though it's quite simple, there's no actual camouflage, I really do like it. Even though it's not like super interesting, it's got some nice weathering on it. And the scheme itself with the colors, I don't know, maybe it is that I just miss the grey skies or something. But I think it's really nice.
Tom having a nostalgia moment here.
Yeah, and it's like the closest we have is the white, the winter scheme on the F2 110. There's not really much like this from what I remember. The others are sort of, there's the desert one, is there a night fighter one? I want to say there is, I can't remember. But yeah, these kind of, I don't think it's meant to be in that scheme, but like the high altitude looking like thematic schemes, I really like. I think it's because I like experimental aircraft, and a lot of the prototypes they made were meant to be like quite high altitude, like the recon stuff later in the war. I like those kind of schemes. So yeah, even though it's simple, I like it. Quite different to what we have already, and something quite pretty indeed.
What rating would you give it, Tom?
Oh, I think a very high 7, creeping into 8 territory.
A very high 7, really? Okay. I'm going to give it a base 7 as well.
Base 7, that's absolutely fair.
I like that people still make the effort of making some skins for the less desired planes out there, I suppose. And especially when it's not something that is really immediately attention grabbing.
Yeah.
But usually this kind of skin gets a lot of attention to detail, which is always very nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to get the skin yourself, you can do so by following this link. There you go. Oh god, not the Minecraft joke book.
Please. We could speedrun one. Speedrun Minecraft jokes, did it?
Fine. In the meantime, I'll talk about this skin for the Jaguar A. One of my favorite planes actually in this game. I absolutely love the Jaguar A. This is the Sphinx camo for the French Jaguar A. And it is absolutely beautiful. It looks like real sand, to be honest.
Now you mention it, yeah, that's like a proper sand color.
It's not just a flat color. It has some specks in there, which is really quite nice.
Yes.
I like this one. Of course, not exactly stealthy with the bright yellow and green nose, which you're not really going to find in the desert. But it's a very, very nice skin. This is a commemorative skin. I think it was for the disbanding of a squadron. The Euro squadron, I suppose, if I look at the tail over here. And it's actually very well done, you know? I'm not sure what the accent was.
I was going to say, like, that is a brand new accent. Like
that sounded a bit Canadian.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe it's from that country that doesn't exist. You hear that, like, conspiracy theory thing about that guy that tried to travel to Tokyo and, like, his passport was from a country that didn't exist?
You mean Australia?
It was, like, the man from, like, T. I think we began with the T. But yeah, maybe it's the accent from there. Oh, sorry, I just remembered that. It's completely irrelevant, but, sorry, I'm quite good at derailing. So...
Speaking of the railing, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10? I think 8 out of 10 is pretty fair.
Go ahead with the Minecraft joke, boys.
Okay.
Hold on, actually. A little bit of context if you're unaware. On Twitch, we have a channel point system. By watching the streams on Twitch, you gain channel points, and you can redeem them. Right now, we only have a Minecraft joke book, not really anything else. It's a book that... Are we halfway through the book? Oh my god, we're almost halfway through the book.
About, like, just over a third, I think.
Incredible. This book titles itself as 800 jokes for Minecraft players, stuff like that.
Yep.
We have found 4 jokes so far.
4 jokes, 4 whole jokes.
I'm not holding high hopes.
Okay, so yep, right. What happened to the sheep that stepped on a flower?
Meh?
Meh. It died. get it.
I did.
Because it dyes the colors. You get it from flowers. Why did the chicken cross the web? This one's not funny, by the way. Just letting you know in advance.
Are any of them?
I don't know why I needed to prefix that. You're right.
Why did the chicken cross the web?
Yep. Guess. You'll guess it right. I know you will.
I can't think. I can't stoop down to that level, Tom. I've given up all hope. To get to the other silk.
That's better. It's to get to the other side as well. But yours is better. It's just to get to the other side.
What does it have to do with web then?
Doesn't.
Just
doesn't mean
why
anything.
did it cross the oh.
Meaningless. Okay.
I'm in so much pain right now.
There's only 2 more. This is a short page.
Only.
What did one cow say to the other in the tiny hut?
It's a bit stuffed in here.
No, it says that there isn't mushroom in here. Where have mushrooms come from? There's nothing to do with mushrooms here.
I mean, there's a mushroom cow.
Yeah, but it should have said like the mushroom cow.
Yeah,
not
it should have said a mushroom cow.
Yeah, that's. I haven't thought this through. At all.
Actually, hold on. I know something in German.
Yeah.
Eine Kuh macht Mu. Viele Kühe machen Mühe. It's your homework trying to figure out what it means.
This reminds me of that green text that's just like, moo at cow, it moves back, we are friends. It's one of my favorite ones. Anyway,
I'm imagining a Polish cow dancing in my head right now.
yes. What happened to the sheep named Jeb? This is like a question here on the chase in 10 years.
It went upside down? Or...
Its wool faded between all the sheep colors.
See, I know the reference because if you name something Jeb, if you name a sheep Jeb with a name tag in Minecraft, it changes colors. It will like a rainbow.
That's pretty
Isn't
cool.
that funny?
It just reminds me.
Isn't that incredible, Tom?
Do you remember,
Oh my god!
do you remember the presidential election where like there's like a picture of all the states with like Jeb Bush, and it's like a picture of him just going Jeb. It reminds me of that. I really miss that picture. It's one of my favorite pictures, and I don't know who Jeb is in the Minecraft universe, but it just makes me think of Jeb.
Jeb Bush did Minecraft.
The presidential man. Let me find it.
I am sad. By the way, if you want to get the Jaguar skin that we showed off a bit ago, you can get it over here.
This is my favorite picture. We find it. Yeah, look at this, dude. It's my favorite. It's just all Jeb. It's all Jeb. That was my favorite at the time.
Wait, it's been Jeb all this time? Always. All right, next up, we are staying with the French. We have a skin for the D520, which I was really surprised, actually, when I saw this one in the skin list. This is a French attack tree plane. I actually originally thought it was for the British one, which would have surprised me even more. Sure. And it's for the Syrian campaign, and I really like this one. It's got a nice saturated colors, a very nice color scheme. I like this kind of maroon red.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
That was the exact color of my jumper in primary school.
Oh, nice. I think I have some jumpers similar to this as well. It's something about this color I really like.
Yeah, it's nice. I think you're right with the saturation. Like a lot of the skins on this aircraft, they're very they're much kind of more bled out in terms of colors. Like they're not as sort of striking as this. Like the dark blue is really blue on this, which is really good, and that works nicely. And like the tail and stuff, it's just pleasing to look at. You know.
I think the issue with most old planes is that we only have the reference of how they look now after decades of paint fading.
Yeah. That's true.
But when you think about it, when they were painted new, they didn't look as faded as they do nowadays. So it's nice to see a skin that probably would have looked like this when new. I can imagine that, absolutely.
Very nice, this one, actually.
It's a very nice one. I'm going to give this a solid 8.
I think 8's fair, yeah. Like the colors are nice. The blue looks good. The yellow looks good. It all looks good. Can't really say much else, but I like it. I really do like it. 8's good with me. I believe we're on to the tanks now.
We are. Also, Arcade Vector on Twitch. A little bit too much information, perhaps. All right, next up we have the tanks. Can you actually show this one, Tom, if you have it?
I don't know. I don't think I actually have this one.
If you don't have it, I have it.
I don't believe. I have the next one, though.
Next up, we have the Russian 2S25M, the new one that was released in this patch, with an actual functional camo. The tanks tend to have functional camos, to be fair.
Yeah, it's true.
This is the Snow Leopard Camo 42S25M. It is classified as fictional, sadly, which means that most players are probably not going to see it, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of using it as a tank camo. Yeah, it makes it so that you can't really use it too effectively in actual battles, even though it looks quite nice.
I really like the color scheme. I like the kind of the light gray and white next to each other. That looks nice, and the green as well. It's a very pleasing color. So yeah, I don't know. It's like it's again quite simple. A lot of the tank camos are more simple. I just like the color scheme. It's nice.
Ah, I just noticed this little jaguar over here as well.
Yeah. I guess snow leopard maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that a lot actually. That looks like a coil.
It looks a bit like one of those jammy Dodgers. From
It does.
A little biscuit.
6.5.
I'll go 7. I think. Probably
Okay,
go 7.
that is respectable. That is respectable. If you want to get this skin, you can do so by following this link over here. There we go. All right. Okay, next up we have the... Oh, hold on, sorry. I think I posted the wrong link there. Wrong link, there you go. This is the correct link, I'm sorry. All right, next up we have the T95E1.
Yes.
Sadly, also fictional. Damn
also
it.
fictional, but I like the color scheme. I believe there's some T-34s in World War II had this kind of like the very, very, what is it, like Arctic blue, like Arctic gray maybe? I'm not really sure what the color is, but it's nice. There's a kind of almost webbing to it in terms of the like scaly almost, you know what I mean?
It looks like a frozen lake.
Yeah, it does. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it, actually. It looks very much like that. No, I like it. I think it's fairly simple, but it's just different. Like having having black for the US roundel is quite interesting, and the little flag here.
That's a very patriotic American flag.
Yeah, it is. No, I like it. I think I think the white's very nice. Like it's the matte on it's quite interesting. I like that. Quite good for camo and winter maps. Little tank here, which is quite sweet.
But sadly, it's a fictional skin, so it's not that effective as a camo, sadly.
Yeah. But if that turned on, I think, yeah. But you're right. I mean, in general, it's not quite. The only thing that I think is not amazing for me is that there's a lot of weathering on the barrel here, but nowhere else. So like the weathering here is intense, but there's nothing on even the edges of the turret. The turret looks completely devoid of all weathering, pretty much. But there's
That's actually a very good point. I didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but I like the scheme in general. I think it's an interesting scheme.
What do you give it?
Ooh, probably. I'd say high 7, just because of the scheme for me.
I'll give it a 7 as well.
Yeah.
We are so in sync.
We're
This is
so
boring,
in sync.
Tom. I need to be contrarian.
It's all 7s.
2.
It's all 7s, dude.
Screw your lack of weathering. 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Disaster.
I like it. I'll give it a 7 as well.
Cool.
All right, next up we have the... Oh, hold on, I actually forgot. I need to... Can you post a link perhaps in the chat?
I can do that.
If I do it now, I'm going to exit out of Ansel, which is a bit annoying. Next up, we have the M4A376W. The M4A376W. This is a ceremonial camouflage, apparently, which is shameful.
Shameful. Yes.
If this is supposed to be ceremonial, why did no one clean this damn tank?
That's a good point.
It needs a pressure wash.
It kind of does.
See, here's the thing. It sounds like I'm beating on it, but it's actually a statement to how well the skin was made. It genuinely looks dirty.
Yes.
It generally looks like it's covered in mud. It looks like it needs a pressure wash. And making something look like that is not easy. So I can respect that. I can respect the effort that went into it. Although I'm a bit concerned that this looks like blood splatters, which I guess is cool, maybe.
Yeah, man. That's cool.
Yes, blood. I'm very conflicted because by itself, the skin doesn't look like anything particular, but then you look at the details and you realize how much work this took, and you're
I like the details, yeah.
damn.
It looks like there was like a two-tone kind of dark brown and green scheme, and they painted the brown over it, is what it looks like to me.
Oh, it's a Canadian one.
Yep. And I don't know, I like the 11A on the side. It's different to the usual markings. It's pretty good for actual camo as well, like really good, I would say, for actual camo. I like the kind of dust on the, like hanging on the rivets and the optic port as well. That's really nice. I quite like it. I always like Shermans in general, but It's quite pretty. What it is.
I still want to wash this thing though.
It does need a bit of a wash.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
Fair.
There's a lot of
7's
effort
fair.
into this one, but I can't really go any higher because I don't know. It triggers something in me. I need a sponge.
Sponge.
A sponge. Le sponge.
This
Oh.
sponge. Very nice.
Ugh.
Fantastic.
If you want to get this one, you can do so by following this link that I'm going to be posting in the chat. There you go. All right. I see someone is actually keeping track of the scoring. Very nice. Thank you. I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Okay, next up we have one of my favorites actually, the KV1B.
KV1B. Very nice. So, the only real detriment to this thing, although I do like it for the same reason basically, is that it is incredibly similar to the base scheme, which we can have a look at here. But the colors are more realistic, I think, to the point where I believe this is what
That
this
is
should
much
look
more
like.
realistic. Holy crap.
Yep. So it basically holds an identical scheme, but the colors are more realistic from what I understand. The little rust pattern, like the dirt, I think is quite nice. You've got the little dirt around here as well, like on the edges of the rivets, which I always really like. A lot on the wheels as well, and all these accents are quite dirty. I think it works. It has a nice sort of adds a bit more realism to the scheme. The other one is a bit too bright, personally. So I quite like this. It's also, I believe, almost exactly the same as the one on the T34, which was relatively recently added as well. I believe on this one, which is exactly the same pretty much, just with a different number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it's the same person who made it. I'm not sure actually, but I think it's pretty nice. Doesn't add too much, but it makes it a bit better in general, which is quite nice.
What would you give it in rating?
I feel like I'm giving too many 7s, but I mean I can't really give it anything else. I think, or like apart from like a really high 6, just because it's not the most interesting thing, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit too similar.
I'm going to be contrarian, to be honest.
Yep.
I'm going to give this a 9.
A 9.
It surprised me how realistic this looks and how much better it looks than the base skin. I didn't realize how bad the base skin looked in comparison to this, actually.
It's very bright. Very bright in colors.
And keep in mind, I already like the base skin.
Mm.
I like the color scheme of the base skin, but this marketplace one, it genuinely looks realistic. I'm liking this a lot.
Yeah, pretty
Very
nice.
good work there.
Very nice.
I'll give it a 9. I will give it a 9. And if you like this one as well, you can get it over here on this link.
Whoa.
Prezemek, Mike, stop reading my head. No. I'm inside your head. Yes. Alright, next up we have a skin for the SDRF 9040 Bill. This is... Oh, by the way, this is KV1B camo. You probably want to get it on Marketplace because it is classified as historical. Everyone sees it, and it looks really nice and serves as actual proper camo, so that's probably one you want to get on the Marketplace.
True.
This one is a semi-historical skin, so most people will still see it. This is the Swiss Armed Forces skin. Swiss. Curious. Very curious. Oh yeah, there it is. Little Swiss flag in the back. That makes sense now. I like the weathering on the side skirts there.
That's nice. I really like the green and black on it. It reminds me of
the top half or the bottom half.
Well, all of it. Really. Like the green and black, I think works really well. I think it reminds me of like, I think it was like, oh, what was it? Let me find it. It reminds me of a Nintendo 64 game I used to play.
You know what? It looks like this thing went through a puddle. And it looks convincingly made, so you even have this little runoff on the side skirts there.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it reminds me of this helicopter from the Chopper Attack. You can't see it because it's tiny. It reminds me of these colors. I don't know why, but that popped into my head. So if you want to find out what a bit into my memory, this scheme reminds me of the helicopter on the front cover of the Nintendo 64 game Chopper Attack, which is quite a good game actually.
Tom, you have a beautiful mind. The way your memory works is fascinating, to be honest.
It's just synthesia. It like, I don't know, the connections are all weird, but yeah, if you want to play it, by the way, if you can get it, it's really quite a cheap game. Anyway, decommencing.
I do quite like the skin. I have to admit, I haven't really played this vehicle at all. I've been staying with the 1940B. which has been released this patch, which is, by the way, really, really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to give it as an 8.
I'd say 9, to be honest. I like
A 9?
like
Okay.
you're right with the weathering on the sides, like the way it's dripping, like the little drips there. I think are really nice. There's a lot of detail gone into them. I imagine they're done by hand, I guess. I don't know too much about the whole skin making process, to be honest, but and the colors are really nice. The fading on the sides as well. It looks like there's a lot of detail gone into that, and the scheme in general is really good. Works as actual camo, so like, nicely made, good for actual functional camo, and a lot of detail. So it hits all the boxes. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Very good stuff.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to leave the link down below in the chat if you guys want to check it out as well. Okay, next up we have one for the T80 BVM. Oh, that looks really nice. That looks really nice.
Yeah, so usually, as we touched on earlier, desert camos in general are usually quite dull. But this one, very much the contrary. It's gone in a different direction. There's some nice detailing on the sides. All of these actually have some nice detailing on them. And yeah, it's gone for the more digital look and not the usual just kind of two-tone like tricolor, which is usually the case on these skins. So even though it's desert, I think it's one of the nicest desert schemes for a tank. I really do quite like it. I think it's versatile in that a lot of the desert maps have different colors to the sand and stuff. Like so Sinai is different to Red Desert in that kind of way. And so I like it. I think it works quite well on pretty much all of them, which is nice. Again, it's versatile. It's versatile for a camo. The detailing is very nice. And I think in general, it's one of the nicer desert schemes that I've seen. So I'm a big fan.
I'm honestly impressed with the amount of detail that went into the skins in general in this box.
Yeah.
We had some very nicely detailed skins.
Really nice. Very nice.
Prezemek on the chat asked if I have the Predator skin for the HC. I do. This is not the new skin, by the way. We presented this in a previous one. And I have anime waifus on it. Because, yes.
Is every see? I don't know, but is every anime girl a waifu, or is it like only some of them are?
Why does it have to be an anime girl?
Well, I mean, don't they have? Aren't they
Anime
called
boys can be waifus as well.
Aren't they husbandos? Is that the term?
Tom, we can be whatever we want to. I can put on that wig and be your waifu.
We can be whatever we want to, and that is a good takeaway, I think. But yeah, I'm not familiar with the lexicography on that one. But
you have not yet been affected by the weeb.
Not yet.
Now, what do you give that T80 BVM skin?
Oh, I think an 8 for me. Nice detailing. Look at this work on the sides there, dude.
I'm going to give it a 9, to be honest. I really like the way the weathering is done.
Yeah.
It looks really nice, which is
it's
nice for desert
It's
camo.
kind of like sun bleached as well with these, which I just sort of thought of, and that's really nice. Yeah. High 8, I think.
This is also sad. It's a fictional one.
Oh, still.
I wanted to actually use this properly. Oh, well, damn.
Meh.
Okay, next up we have one for the 2S25, which is the predecessor to the 2S25M, which was released in this patch. And this one is honestly not that great. It reminds me of the tricolor, the special camouflage you could get for the Merkavas during the events.
I know what you mean.
Because of those black details there.
It also actually, I'll do it on the 268, it's the simplest thing. 685, what am I talking about? It reminds me, it's not even on this one. Hold up. Let me find it for a tank that does actually have the scheme I'm thinking of. Chrysanthema's boxy, I think that one has it. It reminds me of the deforming tricolor one, this one here. Obviously a bit darker, but it does remind me a little bit of this. So I do quite like this, because even though it's a very, I guess, boring scheme, but not, in that sense, but I think it's one of the nicest made of the actual, it's obviously a real skin, from what I understand. And I think the work that's been put in to make it look as realistic as possible, even though it's not the most interesting, I think is really good. And it's also quite versatile for like sort of the verdant maps and the desert maps. Has some crossover there, which is always really nice. So I think even though it's not the most interesting, I think this is historical, isn't it? Unless I'm sort of...
It is classified as historical, at least in our document.
It does seem to be a lot of work being put into making it look as if it is pretty much exactly the same as the real vehicle it's based off. I think I remember seeing a picture of the real one in the the initial poll vote. So I think that's really nice, even though it's not the most interesting, flashy scheme or whatever. It's I think it's pretty nice.
You like the transition?
That was pretty good, yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah, I thought I'd go
Just
with
baseline 7 there.
I go with a sort of an average 8. I think I'd go for that one.
If you want to get the skin, you can get it through that link. Ooh, next one. Oh, this next one is nice. Do you want to show this next one for Challenger 2?
I have, let me find. Is it this one or the?
It is this one, yeah.
Okay.
This one is really nice.
I like this.
I like this one a lot. This is for the Challenger 2. I'm not sure why it appeals to me so much, actually, because the side skirts look kind of boring, which is a big no-no for me. But the camo patterning on the turret and the hull is very nice, and I like those yellow stripes. I think that's what does it for me.
The yellow stripes are really nice, yeah. They're kind of like bitmapped as well, so there's a bit of depth to them, which is great. But I know what you mean. It's a very functional camouflage. It works really well for actual camouflage, and yeah, it's quite simple. But I think I just like the way the green is done, because I think a lot of green in this game looks kind of a bit but this one looks really realistic, I guess, for the green color.
Yeah, it's a bit more matte. It's not too shiny.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's very matte, and yeah, I like it. Again, it's quite not doing a huge amount new, but there's a lot of detail gone onto it. There's some little scratches there, which are quite nice. And yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely a nice one for the Challenger. Absolutely. And it's quite different to the other ones we have already. I think we've only got desert and urban so far, so having a more verdant one is quite nice. Good good depth.
I will give this a solid 8 just because there's nothing on the side skirts. If there was something on the side skirts, this would be a definite 9.
Yeah, I think 8 is quite nice. Yeah, I'd say probably 8 as well.
This, by the way, is apparently classified as a historical skin, which means it is actually very much usable in tank battles as actual camouflage. So I would recommend getting this one actually from the marketplace. But if you don't have access to that or you don't want to spend money, you can also just download it for yourself. Just keep in mind that other people will not see it if you download it. All right. The sides are all mirrored, so there can't be much done on the sides. Ah, sad.
Yeah.
Big sad.
A fair few have mirrored sides. I think one of the Leopard 2 has mirrored sides, which is quite annoying. But,
all right. Next up, we have well, speaking of leopards, we have the Germans. Not quite a leopard just yet. But we do have a skin for the 8,8 cm Flugabwehrkanone 37 Selbstfallerfette 26. Panzerdivision.
Yep.
Yes. This is a semi-historical skin. And I'm going to give it an instant 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Why am I going to give it a 10, Tom?
Wassermelone?
Yes. Yes. It took me a moment to process that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's quite simple and not really immensely interesting in terms of what the GE camos we have available are. But the reason why I really like it for this is that this thing doesn't have any verdant schemes at all. It's just the stock grey, light desert or winter. So I think this is really nice for this one. Again, there's a lot of like the way that the lines are done. There's a bit of bleed on them. They're not like strictly. It's like one color then one color. There's a bit of crossover, which is always really nice. You have some detailing over it as well, so it looks kind of not really like hyper battle worn, but like it feels like it was a thing that was out there and used, which is nice. Not just kind of as a toy or in a museum, whatever. I like the black look of the vision ports as well, is quite nice. Yeah, it's got some very realistic weathering, and the colors are again not the most interesting, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but I think it really works for the vehicle. And very usable as camo as well, so I really like this one. It's very nice.
It's a watermelon.
Yes.
10.
10.
10. That's a 10 for me.
10.
Yes. This one's classified as semi-historical, so it might be worth picking this one up on the marketplace if you are so inclined, but you can also download it for yourself through this link. Right, next up we have one for the premium leopard. Actually a leopard this time. With a Greek army skin, which is quite nice.
I believe this one is similar to the other Greek skins that we have.
Well, I don't have any other ones.
Yeah, let me see if I can find one while you observe this.
And there we go. Greek leopards. Bottom text. Yes. I'm not used to seeing tanks this saturated, to be honest. This one looks clean. This one looks like it has pressure washed, like it was been pressure washed. It has been pressure washed. I can't speak English today. This looks like what the Sherman should have looked.
Yes, I know what you mean. I like it for that. But yeah, it's very similar to this existing skin that we have for the toe as well, which is another marketplace skin. Yeah, very similar. I think it's pretty much not identical in terms of it looks like the same, but it's identical in terms of the actual core scheme that's being used.
How many Greek roundels did you add?
I don't know why I did that. I think I can't remember why I did that. I guess I just was bored.
It's Greek.
Greek. Yep.
Greek. Anyway.
Yeah, I like it. It's sharp, it doesn't look dirty, and I think with the right amount of just the right amount of I guess sleekness to it can look nice, but it's not overdone, and this one isn't overdone as well. So yeah, it looks like, when you have a tank unveiled at like a museum and like it's freshly painted, not like shining, like striking, I guess, but like a new exhibit kind of thing. It reminds me of that, and I quite like it, I think.
This one, by the way, is classified as this time a historical skin, so it does actually provide some use as an actual tank camouflage. Not sure what... I mean, city maps could work. Stuff like Advanced Terrain, you can blend in with the dark green and the brown, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. That's a very versatile skin as well, apart from the sort of very, very bright Greek square
yes.
on the side there.
Also, number plate. I'm not sure you're going to hide that, for sure. Don't speed. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
If you want to get the skin, you can do so on the marketplace or via this link as a custom download. All right, next up we have one for the ZTZ99, and I'm going to let you do this one because I know you like this one.
Das ist
you really like this one.
Mein favorite. I like this a lot. This is probably my favorite one. Look at this boy. How handsome is he? Very.
Look at the boy.
I love this. I don't know why I like it so much, but there's something about this dark blue. The army green and like this kind of almost purpley brown color, and with the white, it's sort of, I don't know, it's perfect. I really like this. This is probably my favorite tank skin for a really, really long time. I think by far it's my favorite tank skin for a fair few boxes. I think it's my favorite skin in the box. I don't know why. I think it's just the color scheme is really pleasing. It's great for actual camouflage. It can work in urban environments, on forest environments. I think it's really, really good. The digital and the Chinese stuff always looks great. And so I'm a really big fan of this. Like the roundel sticks out nicely, and just the way that I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to tread over myself saying the same thing over and over again. It's a solid 10 out of 10 for me, this one. I really, really like it. It's great.
I'm going to ruin it for you, Tom.
No.
It looks like a Call of Duty unlock.
You know what? I was thinking that, and I think you're not wrong. It does. It reminds me of, because I mean, Modern Warfare 2019 has a lot of, it has a huge amount of unlockable skins. I think this one reminds me of one of them, but I think I might just be projecting that. But even so, I think it's really nice. I know there was one for the ZTL that was almost exactly the same as this, and I really liked that one as well. It's a shame we didn't get that one. But yeah, this one is probably my favorite from the box. Just hits every note. I think it's really, really good. What would you rate it?
9.8.
Okay, that's acceptable. That's acceptable, but yes. Really nice, my favorite one. Very, very cool skin. Very cool.
Speaking of cool skins, I don't know why this one appeals to me so much. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention... Oh yeah, I think I already posted a link.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay, I already posted a link so you can get it yourself. This next one is for the ISU-122. I think it doesn't really get too much love, which is a bit sad. It looks like a 70s flower power design.
It really does, and I want to make sure I'm not pronouncing something wrong. I need to look this up.
I don't know why. I really like this camo. It looks like people dancing with flowers.
It reminds me exactly of the Kiki and Baoba, I think it's Baoba experiment, which is this that I have on the screen here. In the word Kiki looks like this. It sounds sharp, but like I think it's. I don't want to say.
Booba.
I don't want to say that. But yeah, it reminds me of if you look up Kiki, and it's like Bouba. If you look,
Baoba.
Yeah, Baoba, I guess. But if you Shut up, Cave. Don't. But it reminds me of that, which is it's sorry, I'm going to sideline a bit, but it's an interesting experiment. That it's the word Kiki sounds sharp and Baoba sounds soft, and so I remember they went to some very disconnected tribes with this, and they as well agreed that Kiki sounds sharp and that sounds soft, and so it reminds me just like that. Which I like that. I think it's quite cool, and yeah, it's nice for camera. Is this historical? I think it is, isn't it?
It is classified as historical, yeah, fully historical, so everyone should be able to see this one. And in an attempt to try and make a horrible transition from what you said, the eyes you want to do is quite sharp. The camo, I like it. It's soft,
very soft, very sweet.
It does I don't know why. It just generally invokes some flower power in me. Maybe if they had like some more rainbow colors in the base as well.
Always nice.
It would look even nicer.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a solid 8.
I think 8's fair, yeah. I like it. It does something different. It's different to the options we already have available. And it's pretty sweet. I like it. Also reminds me of the SpongeBob clouds. But
yeah.
it's quite sweet.
And you know what? This even serves as proper camouflage, given that it's historical. You can use this in winter wooden areas, which is quite nice.
Very nice.
If you want to get this skin, you can do so on the marketplace, which is your best option if you actually want to use this as proper camo. Or you can do so by downloading it from here. Georgi, Vanev, which camos can be seen by teammates and which cannot? Okay, the only cams that can be seen by teammates are the ones bought on the marketplace, or if you're on console, bought from the trophies, which are the ones that you can equip in the camouflage section itself. So on PC, you have this section over here, user skin. These ones are custom mods. These are only visible to yourself. These ones cannot be seen by other players. Anything that's in the camouflage tab, this can be seen by other players. However, there are 3 different classifications for these camouflages: historical, semi-historical, and fictional. And this refers to the settings that are in the game that users can select to which kind of camouflage they want to see. Because not everyone wants to see some fictional ultra Call of Duty camouflage in their tank on enemy tanks when they're just trying to play the game. So by default, semi-historical skins are visible by everyone.
I don't know
unless it's been changed.
I don't know if it's the last update, but I think they're the same now. To it, because maybe it was sort of complicated before. So I think it's literally just historical and semi, and then fictional's 2 different settings. I think that was changed. I remember someone telling me that the other day.
Okay. Anyway, by default, at least semi-historical should still be visible by everyone then?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so if you want to look at it like a value list, generally speaking, skins that can actually be seen by the most enemy players are probably worth a bit more. Accurate historical skins are, of course, historically accurate and represent a real vehicle. Semi-historical skins can be, for example, camouflages that are real, but that were not put on that exact tank that we have in the game, or plane that we have in the game. Might have been a different model, for example. And then you have fictional skins, which by default not everyone can see. You have to enable the ability to see those in the settings, which the majority probably hasn't done, right? So you have to check out the options, the controls, all the good stuff, and there you should be able to check that out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello?
Okay, next up Did you hear something?
What's that?
Sound like a ghost.
I mean, there is a lot of weird noises in this room sometimes. It might be some, sort of bouncing off the wall from the outside or something. But no, I'm not sure what
Maybe developers having a meeting something, I don't know.
It could be something, yeah. I mean, there's a bit of a weird presence right now.
A very menacing presence, actually.
Menacing presence, yeah.
I don't know where to stand here.
If you want to get this skin, by the way, you can do so by getting it from this news post, which I had actually mentioned before already. Alright, next up we have a skin for the... Ooh, that's a very nice skin.
Who's this in the
You
room?
will see us again.
Ah! Who are you? Get out of my streaming studio.
Who's this? Who could this man be in this room?
Could it be the new employee?
Could it be
So-
the new employee of Gaijin Entertainment who could perhaps be doing some streams in the future as well? Could this be the case?
No.
No?
Oh, yes.
You sure? Why
If you guys like German, you might want to watch the space in the future.
You may want to, yeah. So, well, what are you doing here? What jokes have we got for us? What tricks can you do? Like what?
Nothing. People were
what do
asking
you-
where I am when I'm here.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
you
gonna go actually.
so you're not
because
bringing
it's
anything
like-
not bringing anything interesting to the.
No, not at all.
So you're not gonna tell some.
No, I'm just breaking the fourth wall by being between the 2 streams.
So
You are in 2 places at once right
Yeah,
now,
look at
actually.
that. Well, here we go.
Yeah,
A new era has begun.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we will see us again.
You will.
Right?
Yes.
Right, which? Oh no, which one to look at? This one?
Look at this. You can
Alright,
look
this
at
You
one.
can do either one.
But
Mask reveal.
We will see
Yes.
us again, alright?
Absolutely. Well,
We'll leave for today.
Godspeed.
This, by the way, if you're unaware, is one of our previous content creators, now actual employee of Gaijin Entertainment. You may know him as Copsy on Twitch. You can check out his channel. I think he will still be doing streams. And yeah, he's now part of the company as well. News acquisition. Yes.
Who could this
We
be?
are buying them all.
Yes. Acquiring.
All right. Now, it is time for the next skin, which is for the Type 87, which Tom has over there.
Yes.
Do show it off.
Here we go. So yeah, I think this is I don't believe this is real. I don't think.
This one is fictional, yeah.
So yeah, it's got the kind of base. I know there's a scheme that has this kind of dark blue, kind of dark green and grey. So it looks like it's sort of that base, but with the white on top of it, which does look really nice. I kind of like it. It's like a dirty snow almost, I guess. Maybe you could use it on in some urban environments, but I think it's more strictly suited to snow. But even so, fictional, so a lot of people aren't going to be seeing it. But it's nice to look at, I think. It breaks up the silhouette quite nicely, which is pretty good. And yeah, I quite like it. It's pretty pretty. And I mean, I really like digital camos and stuff, and the more modern stuff. I think it's really nice. So it's yeah, it's nice. It's a shame it's fictional again, but good for snow, and yeah, very nice.
1 out of 10. This should have just been a initial D tofu delivery skin.
I guess perhaps, but yeah, I like it. What do you think? What do you think?
6.
I think 6 is fine. 6, 7, maybe like a low 7. I think. Yeah, I think that's okay.
All right. Next up, we have one for the Russian T-62, which is over there. The Russians have way too many tanks, man.
They do.
All right. This one is quite nice. This is the Suez Hunter skin for the Russian T-62. I believe Egyptian Brundle, I suppose it is. And it's, again, there's a skin that doesn't look bad.
I like it. It reminds me of the Tundra scheme on the IS-3, which is another market skin. It's not quite the same, but it's got the same vague colors, and I quite like it. I think it is... A lot of desert schemes just seem a bit dull, and this one I'm a fan of. I quite like it. Something about the sort of dark green mix. Apart from that, it looks sort of a bit like a giraffe, but I do like
it does, actually, yeah.
It's quite pretty, I think.
I like the weathering. This one has a nice amount of weathering, which I'm really a fan of.
Yeah, it kind of scales up, so you can see the nice colors on the turret, and then it's like... Yeah, absolutely.
Vantar on the Twitch stream asks, does anyone know, will the Israeli premium stay in trees of other nations? Yes and no. Vantar, and everyone in general, I suppose. If you have been living under a rock for the past few months, or weeks, I suppose, the Israeli air tree is coming. Next update. Like the full, actual researchable tech tree. Right now, we have 2 premium planes, the Spitfire and the A4E. These are just the precursors, previews, so to speak, of the Israeli air tree. And this also means that the currently existing Israeli planes in other tech trees will be removed from sale. Stuff like the Israeli, the IAF Vautour in the French tech tree, the IAF F-84F. There was something else. Was another plane? I can't recall.
For what, Israeli air?
Yeah.
I feel like there is one, but I can't remember.
At least those 2 will be removed from sale. So if you don't have them yet and you want to have them, do buy them now, because you will be able to keep them in the trees they're in right now. If you have these planes already, they will stay where they are. We will be able to continue to use them in these trees. No worries. They will just get discontinued, if it makes any sense. Once the update drops, you will no longer be able to buy them if you don't have them yet. Later on with the tanks, the same should apply to the tanks as well. Not the Merkava, because the Merkava is a marketplace vehicle, so those will stay available. But the Magach 3, the Shot Caldalet, and there was, I could swear there was a 5th vehicle as well.
I really forgot which ones there were. Yeah, Shotcall,
Magach.
Magach.
I can't recall. Anyway, anything that is Israeli will be discontinued from sale. So keep it in mind. Yeah, just not the marketplace stuff. The marketplace stuff like the Markova, those will be fine. The Piton, yes, the H64 Piton. As far as I'm aware, that should also be discontinued, even though Israel is not going to get the helicopters anytime soon. I'm actually not 100% sure on that one.
I don't believe it's going yet, but I wouldn't sort of say absolute either way. I don't think it is, but I think we should probably...
We should check that at some point, yeah. Okay.
True.
Did we rate the skin already?
We did.
Okay, I actually completely forgot about that.
Did we? No, I was looking
I think, maybe?
I was looking at the Type 87 and thinking we were still on that one, but no, I don't think we did this one. What do you think?
I like the weathering and the color scheme 8.
8's fair, I think, yeah.
Sadly, this is a fictional skin, so it doesn't really serve as a proper camouflage.
Yeah.
Which is very sad.
True.
Right, next up we have a skin for the T-44, the very early one with the 85mm cannon, which looks quite alright actually. I don't mind this one at all.
I really like this one. I don't know if it's... I think it's... Is it fictional, this one, as well?
This one is also fictional, which makes me sad.
Shame, because it is really nice. I know, like, again, like the dark brown, the kind of melding between the white and the green. It looks good. It looks like a proper like camouflage, even though it is fictional. It looks like an actual scheme that was thematic at the time. I really like that. Because I think it's quite easy for winter schemes to be quite dull. But this one's really nice. It adds something different. A lot of some nice colors. It's a scheme that you don't really see very much of in terms of the actual colors used. I think it's pretty good. Some decent weathering on there. And because of the weathering, it kind of maybe can work on some urban maps, but even so, I think T-44 is one of my favorite vehicles in the game.
I mean, the problem is just sadly that fictional skins are not going to be visible by most players. And as far as I'm aware, the way it works is that if you have a fictional skin and an enemy player can't see it, they'll just see the base skin, which I guess works, but, you know, you can't just download this if you are on PC. There's not really a point to buying this, which is probably going to get me in hot water.
Well, I mean...
it's a nice skin. It's a nice skin. I'll give it a solid 7.
Solid 7.
Solid 7?
I think an 8 for me.
An 8.
I
Okay.
like it.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Respectable.
All right, next I only have one for the Easter Fog. Can you do that one real quick?
I don't know if I've got it. Let me have a neb. I don't have it, but I can just boost it for 1 second.
Yeah, King Roro, we already did that one. We did already the leopard one.
Ooh, still for another 7 seconds.
Raheem, actually, no. Here's the thing. I need to explain this properly. The vehicles that we currently have, the Israeli vehicles that we currently have, if you own them, they stay in the tree they are in right now. They will not be moved to the Israeli tree. Okay? So this means you will have a rare French Valtour, a rare French F-84F, a rare American Magach, and a rare American Shotcal. They will stay in those trees. It just means that once they become available in the Israeli tree, you will no longer be able to buy them in the other trees. They will become discontinued. Kind of like, actually, the perfect example. The STRV-81 RB52 with the SS-11 rockets, that one was first available in the UK tech tree as a premium. You could buy it, and if you bought it, you still have it right now. It stayed in the UK tech tree. But as soon as the Swedish tech tree came out, it was discontinued. You can no longer buy it on the UK tech tree, but you can now buy it on the Swedish tech tree. This also means that if you already have it on the UK tech tree, you don't get it on the Swedish tech tree. It's counted as a separate vehicle. But yeah, you can have 2 STRV 81 S something, SS11s. Yes. True. All right, Easterbuck, sorry.
Yes, Easterbuck. So this is the scheme here. Not really, well, it's not really that interesting in terms of what it actually offers compared to the GE schemes that you have. I think it's very, very similar to this, I guess. But this is such an obscure vehicle, and it's nice to have a semi-historical... I think this is semi-historical.
It is semi-historical, yes.
Having, well, effectively historical then, and how we have it operating right now. And having that scheme on a really rare vehicle like this, I think is really cool. Again, it's not the most interesting. It's very similar to the existing schemes that you can get. But, you know, the fact that it exists in the first place, I think is quite cool. So I think I like it for that. It works as actual camo. It's, you know, kind of versatile like that. And I think it's pretty nice, even though it's not, you know, technically amazing or, I guess, visually impressive, but the fact that this is a thing that exists, I like in general. So I think it works like that. It works quite well like that, I would say.
Sabra, we did do the Polish MiG-23, just not for too long, really. Pixcrow, where are you hiding Koppen? In the basement. And I don't touch grass. Is this pre-recorded? Yes.
Yep. It's bait, by the way.
Okay. What would you rate the skin then, Tom?
Oh, I think a solid 7. I think it's fair.
I'm going to go a bit below. I'm going to say 6.
That's
it just
completely
looks
fair.
a bit boring.
That's fair, I think. Yeah.
In my opinion. Keep in mind. Opinions are opinions. No offense to the creators here. This is a semi-historical skin, so effectively everyone should be able to see it. And you can download it in a way that other people can't see it, but if you like it yourself, you can do so from the website. Okay, we only have 3 skins left, and then we'll just do a quick overview of our favorites, I suppose, at the end. We have a bit of time left. Next up, we have the Marder 1A3 Urban Test Camouflage. Let me quickly find it. The Marder, yeah! Oh god. Buttons are a thing. Okay, there we go. Urban Test Camouflage for the Marder 1A3. There you go. It looks like a picnic blanket.
I can see that. It reminds me a bit of a sort of muted Berlin Brigade camo for the one the Challenger has a bit.
It looks kind of DDR, to be honest.
Yeah.
It just looks a bit makeshift, which I guess I like. I don't know.
took
I'm
me
conflicted about this one.
It took me about 5 seconds to realize you didn't mean Dance Dance Revolution.
I can see where you're coming from.
I
mean, technically, I guess the fields could work as like the
that's true.
The buttons.
Yeah, that works. I like the I mean, it's not like complete blocks. It's like actual painted blocks. The way it looks like. I mean, with the white on there, it looks like the white's been done like after the initial scheme. It's had a bit more color to it, and that's really nice.
Tom, I just realized.
It's kind of spongy.
That is a normal map DI that's just glued on with sticky tape. Which that's a nice attention to detail. That's actually really nice. I like that. Okay.
I think my favorite thing about it is the like the sponged on looking white bits. They look really good. Really, really good on that one.
I'm conflicted. I'm generally not a fan of this kind of color scheme. It just confuses my brain, but at the same time it's nicely done. 7.5.
I'd say an 8 for me.
Okay. We tend to always go in the same ballpark.
We do, yeah. At least, I mean, no, we're quite in sync with all that, but I think it's quite a pretty one.
Sadly, you can't affect the condition at all. Actually, no. The only thing it does is the tube at the top. If you look at that, you can control how much burn the tube has. There you go. Which is better, the Shotcal Delet or the Roycat 105? Probably the Roycat. It's a wheeled tank destroyer with a nice gun. You can get places the Shotcal can't. Okay. Ninetales. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to make a proper document, so I don't have the names at hand. This kind of camo review usually takes quite a bit of preparation beforehand. I need to make the document myself, where I link all the trade links and the marketplace links and the names and all the good stuff, which I didn't have time for today, I'm afraid. So we had the major update recently, and I'm still swamped in emails. So sorry. Next time we'll make up to that. We'll make up for that. We'll be doing it as usual. Of course, if it doesn't happen again right after a major patch. But yeah, for the time being, I was not able to. But you can still get the names and all the good stuff from the link that we post in the chat, which will lead you to the downloads.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we have the Leopard 1 Snake in the Grass, which this one looks really funky.
I haven't seen this one.
You haven't seen this one yet?
No.
Okay. You're going to be surprised, because this one is probably the funkiest out of all of them.
Yo!
Look at this boy. Hold on, the audience can't see it right now. Look at this boy. This is... I don't have words. This looks like an art piece.
It looks like the sort of toys you'd buy in some like backstreet like shop in some, you know, there's a particular word for like, or like the name of a particular store, but I can't remember what it is. But like, you know, when you go to those like bootleg places and you get like, you know, like that backpack that says Obama on it, but it's Sonic the Hedgehog. It
Like a
reminds me
Chinese
of that.
store?
Kinda, but it's like it feels like the kind of tank toy you'd get in a place like that.
Yeah.
In terms of the scheme.
This looks like what a leopard looks like after a street gang got its hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a Mad Max street gang. I don't know. I like it. It's weird. Like, it doesn't feel like it should belong, but it somehow really does.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, the more I'm starting to like it.
I think it's an unrealistic scheme, but the colors are realistic. I think to me that's what I like about it.
Also, once again, we have a nice normal mapped sticky tape bit over there, which is quite nice. The only sad thing is, I mean, of course it's fictional.
Yes.
Of course this is a fictional skin, which means that most people will not be able to see it, which makes me sad because this is the kind of thing you want to show off.
Yeah.
This is to grab attention.
Yep.
Alaska Air, that's a good point. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to do that. Yeah, sad. Bit late now. Sorry. Which I guess I can do now for the last two. If you want to grab the skin, sadly, this is classified as fictional, so I guess less incentive to get it on the marketplace. But you can download it yourself on live.warfront.com. Leopard 1 snake through this link right over here. Sabro. Oh, you can. I don't think you can post links in the chat. Can you send me a DM? Hold on, I'll send you a DM, Sabro. I'll send you a DM. If that is possible, I would actually like that because then I can post it in the chat. So we can do that. Although, hold on. Sabro was taken. Boop. Okay, I sent you a DM. See if you can send me that link and I'll post it in the chat as well for you guys to check out. Okay, next up we have the...
We didn't race it.
Oh, honestly, I'll give this a 10. I
Yeah.
really like this skin.
Yeah.
I
probably-
really well like this one.
I might go 8 or 9. I'm not sure. I mean,
I'm just sad it's fictional.
yeah. It's nice
That's what
though.
makes me sad.
It's like a lot of the fictional skins aren't really that imaginative before, but this one is imaginative, and I like it for that. It's nice.
It is very well done as well.
Yeah, it's very.
I mean, those lines, to make them actually fit on the hull, this has taken some work. This has taken some love and care. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, the snake scale pattern on the back
It
as well.
reminds me of the pattern that's on the marketplace skin for the FV4202. On the and the Matilda as well, Gallant. Matilda Gallant, I think, has the same thing but in desert, which looks nice. Yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
I like this skin a lot. Okay. It is time for the final one, which
Don't
is
be
a bit
mean.
disappointing.
Be nice.
Do I have to, Tom? I'm German. I can be mean, right?
Say the name. Say the line, Bart.
This is for the Marder 1A1 Panzergrenadierbataillon 102.
I like it. Honestly, I like it. Again, it's like when the colors are kind of, they have this. I don't know. It's just the spongy weathering on the winter stuff. I do really like. I like it. I like the fading of the roundel here as well.
But it's so boring, Tom.
Yeah, but like it's nice. It looks like an actual vehicle that did stuff, and I like that about it. And I mean,
But this is a snake.
yeah,
This is a snake that just.
but it looks like it's an actual vehicle that did stuff, like not from like a video game. You know, like that one looks kind of gamey.
Yeah, okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind
And I
that.
think, for skinning these things, it's nice to have some vehicles that are a bit more subtle and a bit more realistic. And I think this does a very, very good job of that. Because it's not the most interesting, but there's a nice amount of detail on it. And it just, it's its own thing. It's different to what we have already. There's no two-tone winter for the late German stuff. And, the base skin is, base camo, is a bit different as well. I like it. I really do like it. I don't think, it's not the most interesting, but it works as a winter scheme. And I just think, the detail done on the winter segment itself is quite good. And the only detriment really is that it looks like this part is just cut out using, like the magic wand tool. But I like it. I like it for what it is. I liked it for what it was.
I appreciate the effort that went into the weathering, so I am still going to give it a 6.
Or a high 7. For
But
me.
I personally just find it boring. I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's not my
But
style.
High 7, I would.
And if you want to get the skin, you can do so on... Actually, this one is a semi-historical one, so you can get it on the marketplace to have a proper camo. And you can also get it from this page in the chat. And I forgot to post a link again. I mean, it's obvious by this point. This is going to be the last skin for today. Although, maybe not. Because since you have a little bit of time left, Tom, what is your favorite skin of this box?
ZTZ.
ZTZ. Actually, maybe I can show it since I have these settings for Amazon.
Are you going to do a vote?
I guess. Maybe you can pick our 2 favorite skins and let the chat vote which ones they like the most, or which one they like the most.
Yeah, I guess we can pick a couple, or maybe more than a couple.
I would say 5 maximum. That's the maximum we can put in the poll.
Let's do that then. So yeah, that's my pick.
Okay, so this is Tom's pick. DZTZ. I'm actually going to set up the poll. So lads, I want you to pay attention. We're going to be doing a poll in the chat, and I want you guys to vote just to see which skins you like the most.
This is the official best skin in the box. There's no other way to go around it. And what we say goes. Whatever is picked here is literally quite positively the best skin in the box.
Official best skin. So ZTZ 99 free. So this is the one. This is the ZTZ 99 free. A very, very nice digital camo, as you can see. This is Tom's pick.
Main pick.
I'm going to pick, I mean, it's pretty obvious. As my favorite pick, it's no competition. I really, really like the Viggen. And this has to be the sexiest skin ever made. Wow. Look at this boy. It is just pure, unadulterated excitement, ecstasy, lust. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So this is what I'm going to go for with the Viggen. Tom, what's your next pick?
Probably this one, the Czech
MiG-27M.
I just like the provenance of the wing. I think it's really cool. You don't really see much like this. And I like it. Again, it's not the most interesting in terms of the base scheme. I don't think this one is going to get close to winning, but personally I like it. I think it's an interesting idea. And I think, you know, just having this little wing here makes it something nice. I like it.
I do like that. So that's the MiG-27, yeah? That is the MiG-27M. Do try and remember the camo schemes in your head when you do the voting in a second. I am going to go with... See, now it's difficult because I like both the Leopard and this one. But I think I like this one a little bit more just because it looks like Ace Combat.
Okay.
This is the F4EJ Kai skin, which is historical. Not really matters for planes, to be honest. But still, I really, 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 really like the skin. If the Viggen wasn't in the box, this would probably be my favorite. It is really nice. So I'm going to go with F4EJ Kai. And we have space for one last one. Do we have anything in mind?
I don't know. Maybe I can pass this back to you to pick a final one.
I mean, then it's pretty obvious. I'm going to go for the Leopard.
Go for it. Okay,
in the 5th spot, we're going to have the Leopard. Which I'm just so sad it's fictional. I mean, I understand why it's fictional. But it makes me sad still.
I know what you mean.
Why am I in the American tech tree?
What the hell?
Was it a Leopard 1, right? Yeah. Come on, I love this skin. It's just so quirky. I love it. Alright, so those are our favorite picks. And now it is time for you guys to also cast your vote. You have 3 minutes in the Twitch chat. There will be a pop-up menu on the top of the Twitch chat. And you guys can vote for which of the skins you like the most. I'm going to vote for the Viggen myself because it was the first one that I suggested, of course. And I have a feeling the Viggen is probably going to be the one to win, just because
think so as well, yeah.
The marketplace also says it.
Yep.
If I quickly, it's JA37. Oh, that doesn't work. Yeah. This skin currently costs $35 on the marketplace.
Yikers.
That is a lot.
But I think it's justified, really. It's a
Keep in mind, the marketplace skins are determined by the players. Gaijin has no influence on that, besides just the rarity of the skins in the crates. It's the players who decides the prices, how much they want to sell the skins for, how much they want to buy the skins for. So yeah, that's a skin. That is a skin for sure. Okay, we are about a third through the vote. Currently, the Vegan is winning. The Vegan is indeed winning. Although, second place, Leopard.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah, I can see like it's more appealing.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's just so out there. You don't really
man.
see this in the game.
It's just so out there.
I
Super
like
whack.
that. I like this a lot. By the way, guys, this is going to be the end of the stream when this poll is over. We will be back tomorrow on the Enlisted stream, which, by the way, if you like first-person shooters set in World War II that are free to play on all consoles and PC, join us tomorrow. We are going to be streaming Enlisted. We have custom battles on there, which has been really fun for me, and I want to play with you guys, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. If you are not into shooters and you just like War Thunder, we will be back again next week as well. Tom has his own show on Monday, noon 30. Actually, it's not noon 30 GMT anymore.
No, it's changed for a bit.
It's 1:30 GMT now. Unless you want to do it early, I suppose. Do you want to do it 2:30 German time?
I'll see.
Yeah.
See how I feel. Around that time, though.
Around that time is when he has tea with Tom, where he answers your questions. And we are back both again on Thursday at the same time as usual. 5 p.m. CEST, aka now 4 p.m. GMT, because our changes are weird.
Yeah, man.
Very weird. And yeah, we got to host someone on Twitch, by the way,
On
just to
Reddit.
share the love. On Reddit? What Reddit?
It sounded like you were going to say Reddit.
Oh my god, such a Reddit moment.
Whoa.
I've poisoned your minds, Tom.
Reddit moment.
Right, it seems like the Vegan has won. It seems indeed like the Vegan has won. So just because of that, I'm going to post the link to the Vegan again, so you guys can get it yourself as well. It is classified as a semi-historical skin, so other people can see it, which is why it is so damn expensive on the marketplace. If you don't have the cash for that, you can also download it yourself on PC. All right. It is time for us to go. Let me quickly see who is currently streaming War Thunder so we can give them a little bit of love. Once again, we are going to be back next week on the same channel. Or tomorrow, if you guys want to check out some Enlisted. Do you go for the big boys or for the small boys?
Well, you're a fan of the latter, so who have we got?
That's going to get taken so out of context. God damn it. Okay. Hey, here's a guy. I can't recall if you hosted him last. I don't think we hosted him last time.
Not last time, but the time before.
Maybe, but I like this guy.
Yeah, I think let's go.
He has potential. He has potential. Okay,
I like him.
we'll go with him. So we are going to go on a raid on Twitch. I want you guys to shout, I don't know, "Uwu" in the chat. Something like that. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot. Someone sent me the thingy. Someone sent me the thingy. The link, the thing, the sheet. A sheet by Theodore Sun, which has a link, which has links to all the trade pages and the live pages for all these marketplace skins that are in the game. So check out that the table. You can check it out. I'll just post a link in the chat. Yeah, check that. Okay.
Check that.
All right.
All good.
Thank you very much for watching. My name is Marcus Boom. I have been joined by Tom, aka Oxy, and we shall see you again tomorrow. Goodbye. Share noises.
Yeah.
Share noises.